Spreading the story of Quang noodles to the world for Quang people. Quang noodles are a daily dish. Every village has a noodle oven, sells Quang noodles. There is a rustic Quang noodle shop in my village, Duy commune. Vinh, Duy Xuyen, is a place frequented by guests from halfway around the world because of the way the noodles are coated. The water processing is very ancient but impressive. It is Quang Co An noodle shop in my village, Duy Vinh commune. The noodle shop has been supporting her family for the past 20 years. Suddenly one day, she welcomed a group of foreign guests to visit. First of all, they are curious to experience each stage of grinding flour, mixing flour, rolling out noodles to making vegetables. Then a bowl of fragrant Quang noodles appeared in front of me. The smell of the aroma of raw vegetables, water, and rice paper served simultaneously woke up, making the stomachs of tourists call out. There is no shortage of Quang noodles in Hoi An, but what is so special about Quang Co An noodles that European guests have to cross the Thursday Bone River to find? Noodles of everyone around here. But the other thing is the smell of the kitchen. I still keep the country kitchen since then. I coated the noodles with a rice husk oven, not using a modern industrial gas stove like people. On a cool day, sitting next to a warm rice husk stove, the smell of smoke honest rice husk, must make Western guests like it. How does his country know a rice husk furnace like me misses and honestly shared? Quang Co An noodle oven is located in an alley just over 2 meters wide. The house and the kitchen space are also narrow, only enough to accommodate about 20 people. But every day, her oven welcomes from 3 to 5 groups of European tourists to experience Quang noodle making and enjoy. Many tourists gawk at the raw material of the kill is rice husks, also from rice, which can be born again produces enough heat to heat the oven. The ashes of the rice husks are then turned into an organic fertilizer for growing vegetables, fertilizing rice, and growing beans. Thus, the cyclical story of rice grains and wheat leaves weaves a strange story that delights visitors. Misses and happily shared. I've built this bakery for 20 years, now have more than 10 years serving tours for foreign tourists. For variety, I have ban dam, grilled rice paper dipped in water, rolled noodles with leaves and fish sauce, next to the main dish. Quang noodles. Thanks to that, many customers come here. In recent days, they have welcomed around 70 people every day, sometimes up to 100 guests. Mr. Lee Ban Han, who specializes in bringing guests to Co An's pasta oven confided, I have had more than 7 years of taking guests across the river, cycling to visit the fields and then going to Co An's noodle factory. Most of the tourists are fascinated by the story. Quang noodles that we told them about. There are days when it is too crowded. Customers are still happy to wait for hours to experience the noodle coating and enjoy the bowl of Quang noodles made by themselves and Mrs. An. Co An noodle is usually served from 8 a.m. to evening. And also sell instant noodles to her in the neighborhood and surrounding areas. The noodle industry has stabilized my family's economy for decades. Although a bit extreme, but happy to serve tourists everywhere. Just thinking about the story of our native Quang noodles being heard, enjoyed, and told to their relatives makes us very happy, said Ms. An. Co An noodle oven is promoted by European tourists. Photo, Minh Quan. Co An noodle oven was recorded by European tourists and spread online. Pham Hai.